Hi dear friends, welcome to the presentation. Myself Binisham, Faculty of Computer Science Department, Jyoti Engineering College. So today we'll be discussing about certain functions for dealing with arrays. In the previous days, we had discussed about how to form an arrays in PHP. So there are different methods there are different types of arrays which are supported by PHP. One type of array is indexed array where we have the index numbers at numeric, and another type of arrays are they are known as associative array where we have certain keys. Keys will focus or will point to the elements, and similarly we have multi-dimensional arrays also where each elements of an array is also represents another array. So here moving to the section, the whole array can be deleted with the unset. So the first function to deal with is unset function. So this is used to unset a particular value. So that is applicable for a scalar variable also. Okay. So whenever we have a particular type of array, for example, there is an array list. So I am going to create an array list by using the values 2, 4, 6, 8, and now I can simply I can completely delete that particular list array. I can simply use the function unset, and within that I need to pass my name of the array as an argument. So similarly, individual elements of an array also can be removed with the unset. So this is the same case where you are specifying here. It is the we are going to delete a particular element which have index number 2. Okay, so this is also possible. I can explain with an example. Well, so here we have a string array. You can see that. So currently this string array, it consists of 3 different elements. So now in addition to the string array, I have a scalar variable, that is a2. You know what is a2? A2 is a simple scalar variable. Okay, now I am going to display the content of this element. So first of all, yeah, I am going to display my array. So to display the array, I have a particular function. It is like a print -r, where this is used to display the detailed structure of a array. So now my situation is something like my array consists of 3 elements, and then of course I have a scalar variable, but now I think it is now near. I am going to make it as a command, and then I am going to print it. So my name of the array is name of this file is array1. So let me execute this particular case. So now, yeah, sorry, use of undefined constant a1. So some, yeah, yeah, it is not a1, it is $a1. Of course we need to specify the dollar all the time. Okay, now we got the array. Okay, so print array simply displays the array. Okay, now I am going to selectively remove or unset a particular array. For that purpose I have my function unset. Okay, you can completely remove this array, no problem. It is also working. So I can work it that it is print hyphen, yeah, a1. This is how to completely remove this particular array, and after that I am going to try display that array one more time. So what is going to happen? Okay, initially I have the array, then I am going to print this array, then I am going to clear the entire elements or delete, and then I am going to try. So at this case, what is going to happen? So it will make some error. You can now, okay, the first statement it works, no problem, but in the second statement, what is the problem? There's it shows undefined variable a1. How it happens? It is just because I have used the statement unset array. Okay, now I can selectively a particular element of an array can be selected, it can be deleted. So at that purpose I need to use the index. For example, you know that what is the first element of this array? The first element of this array is, of course, it is the term Binish string. Now we are going to unset the first elements. Okay, then I am going to print that element. Okay, now we can print it. What is going to happen? Okay, so of course the array should not consist of the first element. Okay, now let me execute the case. So you can see that, yeah, array index, only the element from the first index is going to start. First index means index with 1. So what happens to index 0? Of course the content was finished, but it has been cleared. So that is the situation of unset function. Unset function is used to clear or to delete the entire elements of an array, or to clear selectively a particular element from an array. Okay, now we have next type of functions. They are known as array underscore keys function and array underscore values function. So these are certain functions. For example, the first function, array underscore keys, these functions take an array as its parameter and returns an array of the keys of the particular given. So whenever we need to extract the keys of a particular array, we can use array keys function. Similarly, whenever we need to extract the values of a particular function, then we can use array underscore values. So here we have an example. You can see that there's a here this example array is height. Okay, this is an example of associative array because we have key as a string. You can see that, and then I'm going to use two functions, array underscore keys. So array underscore keys as parameter, I'm going to pass this array. So of course days will be, what will be the content of these days? Days will be of keys here, that is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That will be the content of the days. And similarly term, TEMPS, what should be the content of the terms? Of course it should be 74, 70, 67, etc. So that is the importance of array underscore keys and array underscore values. So of course no problem, we have some example here. This is a very simple example. You can see that, yeah, the same example. Yeah, here the array is the same, and now I am going to display array. So what is the situation now? I am going to print this display. I am going to print the output of array underscore key. Okay, so this is the code. Okay, so I have an array, then from that array I am going to extract my keys, then I'm going to print that keys. So what is the name of the file? Name of the file is array key. Okay, so let me execute the case, array key. Of course you'll be getting the output. So here the content of this particular array is the keys itself. You can see that the 0th element Monday, first element Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and actually what is this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? These are actually the keys. You can see that these are actually the keys. So array underscore key is used to extract the keys from a array. Okay, so similarly we have arrays underscore days also, that can be also useful. Here I am arrays underscore values also, that is also works in the same manner, no problem at all. Let it be the same case as only changing that particular function. Now the output should be something like 74, 70, 67, etc. Okay, so let me check what is going to happen. Yeah, of course you can see that what is the content of this array? Yeah, 74, the first content 74, 70, 67. So that is array underscore values. Okay, these are the two important functions which are used to process an array. Okay, now we have the next type of function that are known as array key access. So this particular function which is used to check whether a particular key is existing in an array. Okay, and if it exists, it will returns a boolean value. So we have the same type of array here. You can see that, and from I am going to use a function array underscore key underscore exists. So this particular function, it accepts two variables. Sorry, it accepts two parameters. Yeah, the first parameter is the key itself. We need to check a particular key, so that key is actually the first parameter, and second is of course this array. So if it returns, if it exists there, it will make a true value, or it is a boolean true value, no problem. This particular code will be executed. So that is the importance of array underscore key exists. Now we have another function that is known as isArray. So this is used to check whether a particular variable is array or not. Okay, so that is the importance of this isArray function. So here I have an example. My array is double A, you know, $AA is my array. It consists of three variables, red, green, blue, and I'm simply going to print that isArray, the return. That means it's a boolean value. Of course you'll be getting that boolean value. That means whenever it is a positive value or a true value, of course you'll be getting a value 1, and whenever it is negative, actually it is 0, but here that is null, nothing will be getting. Okay, that is the importance of isArray function. Okay, now we have inArray function. That means inArray function is used to search for a value in an array. Okay, so of course it takes two parameters. So here we have an example. You can see that this is my array. Within that array I am going to check whether the particular element joy is present in this. Okay, if it is there, of course it will give a true value. I can execute this particular code. Okay, in array. So please listen. So this is my array. I am going to just display. I'm going to just display in array function. So this is my case in. Of course in array. So it should take two parameters. Of course the first one is what is the first one? The first one is whether a particular element is there or not. Okay, so what is that element? I have an element like 74 here, and then of course my array. So what is my array? My array is so this is situation. I am directly printing. I'm going to directly print that cases. So what will be the output anyway? Let's see. So the name of the file is array key itself. Okay. So here we got a value 1. So what is value 1 represent? The value 1 represent it's true. It's logically true. Okay, it's logically true. Now instead of 74, I am going to give another value like 80. What is that? 80. So you can see that there is no element 80 in this array. Yeah, the elements of the arrays are, elements of these arrays are 74, 70, 67, 62 and 65. There is no content like 80. So of course it should return a boolean negative. That means a false value. So instead of false, actually there is nothing will be displayed. That is actually going to happen. So let us see what is going to happen. Yeah, there is nothing is displayed because it is a logically false value. Okay, there is no such an element. So that is the importance of this is array and in array function. Now we have another function that is known as size of function. Of course, size of function is used to find the number of elements in an array. So it's a very simple mechanism. So I can have an example. So here we have the same array. Let it be another take. Yeah, here I have an array. You can see that I have an array that consists of 3 elements. The 3 elements. Now I just want to print the size of that particular array. For that purpose, I am going to use echo. So the name of the function, it is size of. So I have echo size of. What is the name of this array? It is $A1. Okay. So now what should be the output? The output should be 3. That is 3 is the number of elements which is happening. So I need to get an output like 3. So my name of the file is array1. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a value of 3. You can see that. So similarly, I can make a small change. So I'm going to add one more content here, please. I'm going to add one more content here. So now 4 elements are there, and again I'm going to execute it. So now you got a value of 4. So that is the size of operation. So size of a function which is simply returns the number of elements in an array. Okay. Now we have 2 important functions that is known as import and export functions. So these are the functions which are used to convert between strings and arrays. What is happening with the export function? This function which exports a string into substrings and return them in a simple way. Export function is used to convert a string into array. Of course, this particular function that accepts 2 arguments. Actually 2 arguments are there. The first argument is the delimiter. Okay, so based on which we need to convert string to array. So which are the how many elements of an array should be identified based on some identity. You know that identity is given as the first element. So here we have a space. You can see that. So that means whenever we have a string and whenever we have space exists, then that particular word is converted to as an array element. Okay, and the second one is array. So we can work with this particular code. So this is an example of export function. So for that purpose, I have it is used to convert string to array, of course. So now initially I have a string here. You can see that I have a string here. This is my string. Hi, let it be hi, how are you? So this is my string. Okay, I need to convert this string into an array. So for that purpose, I am going to use the function explode. Okay, so within this export, I need to use 2 arguments. The first argument is actually the delimiter. Here the delimiter is, of course, a space itself. Okay, a space itself. And second is the name of the array. What is the name of the array? It is $A1. Okay, so this is the case. I have $A1 and I have $A1 and space as a delimiter. Okay, now I'm going to simply this will be actually stored in a let us store something. Let it be on to the B1. Okay, so what is actually B1 consist of? The B1 consists of an array actually. So now we need to print that array whether it works or not. Let's see. So print hyphen B1. So B1 should be an array actually. Okay, let me execute this case. The name of the file is array1. Yeah, of course we have this array 1 and f5. Okay, now you can see that this is an array actually. So what's the first element of the array? Hi. Second element, how are you? So what is actually happened here? A string name hi how are you, which has been converted to an array. Okay, and then how array elements are separated, it is based on and based on this particular delimiter. Here we have used a space. Listen, I am going to make a small change. Now hi, I have put a comma here. Now I am going to change my delimiter as comma. Okay, so now what is going to happen with this? Will it work? Listen. Okay, so now based on this comma, this string will be separated actually. So we should form two elements for an array. Okay, listen, what is going to happen? Yeah, you can see that only two elements for this array. Which are the elements? First one is hi and second one is how are you. Why these two? It is just because the delimiter is comma. Here there is only one comma existing. So whenever this comma happens, found, that is made as a particular element. Okay, that is the importance of the first function. It is export function. So similar to how we have implode function, this is simply an inverse. So that means here a particular array is going to convert into a particular string, and of course we can keep this delimiter also. Okay, this is also happening, you can see that. Okay, for that purpose I am going to make an example. Let it be listen, the same function I am going to make an example. So let it be, I am going to form an array. The array members are like hi, this is the first element. Okay, sorry, yeah, this is the first element hi, and then I have my second element how, and my third element this is my third element, and now my fourth element. Okay, so what is actually, this is simply, I have simply formed an array here. You can see that I have simply formed an array. Okay, so A1 is an array that consists of elements like hi, how, are, and you. Now I need to convert this array into a string. So I can use, what is the name of this function? The name of the function is implode. You can see that implode. So I have, yes, implode function, and then I am going to make a delimiter as space, no problem. Okay, so now I have the functions implode. So my original array is converted into a string. So b1 should be a string. So whenever it is a string, I can use simply echo to print that. No, so echo to print that. So I'll be forming a string. So what is the output of this code? Yeah, I got a string now. Hi, how are you? So this is what's happening with the implode function. It simply it acts as an inverse of explode. That means it is used to convert an array into a string. Okay, so now we have two important functions, that is array push and array pop. Of course, array push function is used to insert one or more elements to the end of an array. Okay, so it is always happens at the end. That is the important case. So similarly we have the pop function. Simply this function deletes the last element of an array. So here we have the example. You can see that for the first case, array push, originally the array consists of red and green element. Now I am going to push blue and yellow. So finally I am going to print this array A. So now A consists of, you can see that 1 2 3 4 elements. Okay, and then array pop. Here currently initially this is 4 different elements, red, green, blue, and violet. And then I am going to pop this particular array. So now then I am going to print the remaining array. So you can see that I have 1 2 3, only 3 elements. So what happens to the last element, violet? It has been deleted. So that is the concept of array push and pop. Of course we have some code here. This code is I am trying to pop. I am trying to pop here. So let it be, I have 3 elements. So my array consists of 3 elements, and then I am going to pop element. So what will happen? The last element will be deleted, that is blue. So the output of this array will be only red and green. Okay, we can work with that alone. Okay, so my name of the function is push. So there is only 2 elements, red and green. So what happens to the last element? The last element was blue. It got deleted. So similarly We can delete elements also, we can add elements also. That is what we have, the push element. We already discussed it, push element. So to push element we need to specify the value, actually what is the value. So here I can, yeah, I'm going to add a black here, you can see that. And then I need to specify the name of this array. What is the name of the array? It is $a. Okay, so will it work? Let me check, will it work? Okay, so actually what was the function? Yeah, yeah, okay. So there is a small change in this function. The first argument should be the name of the array, you can see that. Okay, the first argument should be the name of the array. So I'm going to make it as yeah, it is $a comma, yeah, it is $a comma black. Now black should be inserted. Okay, so what should be the output? What is the output actually? Okay, the output is actually red, green, blue and black. Black also got pushed. So that is the importance of push function. So push and pop functions are two important functions which are used to insert and yeah, delete the elements into with respect to an array. Okay, so with this I am going to stop this presentation. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.